Championships. We are hosted here in Las Vegas at Griff's Bar and Billiards and proudly presented by CueSports International. Our sponsors for the event include the Rio Hotel and Casino, Simonis, Diamond, Cyclop, Acme Cases, and Predator 1080 Pure Chalk. We are being streamed live on playcsipool.com/watch-live. The match is 1 race to 9, alternate break, rack your own. Now I'd like to introduce our two opponents for our match. First up, hailing from the United States of America and sponsored by Lucchese Cues, Lights Out Billiards Apparel, Blackheart Tips, Rayman's Pro Shop, and Brews and Cues. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Shaun Wilkie. And his opponent, hailing from New Zealand. He's sponsored by Mez Cues, Kamui, and Excellence Billiards. Mr. Matt Edwards. Right now, I'd like to turn it over to our excellent commentators in the booth, Mr. Freddie Ognier and George Teachea. Gentlemen, you may lag for break.
Well, welcome everyone to the 2018 U.S. Open 10-Ball Championships presented by CueSports International. We heard John Lehman give us that great introduction. And we're at Griff's Bar and Billiards, home of the U.S. Open Championships. I'm in the booth with Freddie Ognier, the cornerman.
We are at it again this year. We've lagged here, George, and it looks like Mr. Matt Edwards from Auckland, New Zealand, has won the lag. It's a pretty long lag for both of them. Both of them actually went past the head string. So maybe that's something that you'll see in the first couple of games here, whether or not they're a little too fast.
As they acclimate to the temperature and the speed of the tables. This is the 2018 U.S. Open. This is a first round match. We've had 6 matches played at 11 a.m. While he racks the ball, I'll go over a couple of those for you. You had Mitch Ellerman defeating Kurt Kobayashi. Then Roger Borderly lost to Tyler Steyer. Chris Wilburn lost to Chris Robinson. James Aranas defeated Danny Reed. And Rob Saez defeated Alan Bain. Shane Van Boning defeated Chip Compton. So those are the matches that have been played. This is the match that will be played. There are, I believe, 6 other matches going on right now.
And here we go with the break. Pretty standard from the relative from the center. We are using the Cyclop balls, and they are using the template rack here, the magic ball rack.
Looks like a dry break. Did he make one?
It sounded
5.
like
no, he
like
made
a ball
one. He made a ball. He made a ball. Seems to have a ball in the corner pocket. The one ball's available to him.
Yep. Looks like the 3 ball is nestled up with the 10 ball, and that's going to be the problem.
I have to get used to our surroundings here, Freddie. We are about 40 feet from the table. We have a monitor we're going to do commentary off of. We do have a clear shot right now of the players, so they can give us some indication of what they might be doing, thinking, or feeling.
But it is early here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I think as we fill up, we are going to be losing our view, so we've got the monitors.
Yes. We'll have people standing right in front of us. So we have the monitor, and right off the bat, this looks pretty good for Matt.
Yeah, if the 3 ball passes the 5, then probably isn't so big of a deal, but if it doesn't, then he's probably going to need to play the breakout. It's a tough one there. It's very close.
It is real close, as the monitor shows you. The good thing about it is the 2 ball is close by, so he can play position and getting the right angle. He can open it up if he has to.
Yeah.
And he's going to get behind this other ball, I think.
This is the too fast a shot.
Yeah.
Exactly what
we
talked
got
about.
There. He was okay.
It looks like he's behind the 6 from where I can see, but we'll see what he thinks. Oh, if he's there, he's just barely there. That's a good angle there.
Yeah.
It looks actually like the perfect angle. You know, the problem I have with these, George, is that when you have a shot like that, the 6 ball is always in your view, and sometimes it gives an optical delusion, as I say.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just thought I was delusional overall.
Yeah. You see a lot of people slow rolling this, trying to just make sure you miss the 6, and they end up missing the 2. does the cue ball run into the 10-3 at this point, or do you
I
think
don't
it
think he has
slides
the
on
angle.
by?
From the angle on the monitor, I don't think he has the angle to. He might.
It's awfully
No,
close.
it's so close. He might be able to nibble the bottom part of the 3 if he comes forward with it. Yeah, just barely. But he
And
got stuck on it.
Stuck on
Yeah,
it.
a little more follow. He might have been able to nibble it just right. He used a little too much stun. And he's ended up hooking himself on the 10 ball.
Well, it ended up being tough no matter what.
That was-
Faster, slower. You just had to get that 10 ball right and hope.
He actually did a great job of position for the 2 ball. For a second, though, we thought he was hooked.
That's right.
But here we are, off and running in 2018. Had a lot of the guys come in from a successful tour, the West Coast
On
Swing.
the West Coast Swing.
Yeah, he had 3 tournaments in a row that just most of these guys attended and practiced up for the U.S. Open. We have 45 entrants. We are racing to 9. Finals are a single race to 11. The top 16 players are seeded by Fargo rate. This is an alternate break format. You rack your own. The 2 and the 3 have to be in the bottom corners.
By
one ball in the
CSI
spot.
rules.
By CSI rules. Magic ball rack is required. Jump cues are allowed. And 3-foul rule, we're playing by that. And here we are.
So Matt had kicked at that ball and it looked like he tried to spin it a little bit because he was trapped a little bit behind the 10 and he overspun, went right around the 3 ball.
Oh.
Shaun Wilkie is up at the table and Shaun's not wasting any time. He's a pretty fast player.
Fast and fluid.
Rhythm player.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you may not recognize Shaun Wilkie, but he has to take his hat off at the stream table.
He's always wearing a cap. Yeah, these gentlemen's Fargo rates are Shaun's is a 743, Matt's is a 728. And we heard their sponsors, as John Lehman pointed out. He's from Haverty Grace, Maryland.
Yep.
He's also the Maryland 8-ball state champ for 2018.
Yeah, good for Shaun. You know,
Yep.
he's one of the Northeast best players, has been for quite a while, winning yet another state championship. Always going to be in the mix. And he really did make quick work of that first rack. 1-0, Shaun Wilkie.
Let's see, on with any other housekeeping rules that we need to relay to our viewing audience. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in and spending some time here with Freddie and I. Welcome back from last year.
Welcome back from last year, correct?
And it's a pleasure to try to let you know what's going on at the table when these guys are at it. They're doing it. We're trying to call it. We're not always right. We're not always wrong. And it's not a matter of us. It's a matter of them. They matter. We just yak.
Singing to you.
That's right.
Slinging the tunes.
But we had some good matches earlier on, and these guys will provide a very good one, I'm sure. And here we go with Shaun's break.
Pretty firm break.
10
firm
ball.
and flat.
10 ball does not move.
Good indication of the tight rack. The 2 and 3 kind of married together. You can still get to it, but it looks like he's on the wrong side of the 1 ball to easily come down. Looks like you have to go below the 2 and shoot it back up table.
Yeah, and he's got a tough angle on this one. He's got a big pocket at the bottom in the corner, the bottom of your screen, right-hand corner. But I don't know if that 2 ball will go by to the same corner. He's looking at it. He'll let us know.
He'll let us know.
We'll watch him. There's a good background view of Griff's Bar and Billiards. And when I say home of the U.S. Open Championships, you have the 10 ball, the 8 ball, which will be in 3 more days. And then you'll have the straight pool in September, I believe.
November, maybe?
November,
yes.
And more information will come for that.
And
as we get more information.
That will be here.
Mm-hmm.
Take it away from the other coast. Well, he did try for the big pocket, but he ended on the other side of the big side.
Yeah, he ended on the outside of the big side. And I guess he's got a shot here. He does have the option to pass it back since the ball was pocketed in the side pocket.
He's actually blocked to make this ball from that angle. Looks like he'd have to do a half masse. You certainly wouldn't jump from here, I don't think. 1 ball's too close to the edge of the table.
And he has to jump the 10. He also has to jump the 10 ball, which is pretty far away.
Yeah, I think the 10 is the one that's blocking. I'm surprised. Well, actually, he probably maybe play safety here if he's not going to shoot it at the pocket.
Well, It's his decision.
Yeah,
It does appear to be blocked, but
Yep.
you know, he looks like he's cueing high on it. So.
Yeah, and he'll beat the kiss here. This is off the kiss line.
Mm-hmm. Is he going underneath the 5?
Trying just over there, I guess.
Or just using that block of balls there?
Plenty of balls to get behind.
He did. Got behind the 4 ball. He might have an edge on the left side.
Yeah.
So he's calling
banking.
it 1 rail.
Banking.
For you one-pocket players to play this shot, it looks like he might get a kiss on this shot.
It is dead. It's dead aimed at the kiss from where I'm sitting, but you've got a better angle on than I do, George, and you're a one-pocket player. You know this. So
Wow.
it looks like he'll play the one-pocket shot where you're not really trying to make this ball.
He spun away. Nice shot. It's going to hang. And Matt says thank you very much. I think, well,
Safety allowed.
I think he had a real nice safety to bank the ball into the 8 and come down between those balls.
That's what I thought he was going to do, is
Yeah.
bank it long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that way you're for sure beat the
Now
kiss.
let's see what he has here on this 2 ball. This is what's nice about being closer to the table, and is we can see the players, their reaction, and we can get a sense of what they might do just by their body language and the way they look at balls.
Actually, we had a shot at that 2 before. We ought to know if that 2 ball passes.
Mhm.
I don't think it does.
Well, he actually has a pretty good angle to come down to it if he needs to. It's tough to tell from there, but he's going away from it. He's coming straight into it. I thought he was going rail over to the rail and go 2 rails at it, and he just drew it straight back.
Well, he stared up at the sky, so whatever he was planning, I don't think that was it.
He hit the wrong side of it. He hits the other side of it. He opens it up towards the corner, and he's straight in. Instead, he's going to have to play safe.
Well, you could carry him here. No, you're right.
He's
It's
going
going
to
to
have to
be
play
just
safe.
a safety.
Yep,
here.
he can't get to the 2 ball to carry him to 10. Behind the 5. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it also. It's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, Matt Edwards is a national 10-ball champ from New Zealand for 2017 and 2018.
Oh, for sure, he knows how to play this
So,
game, and he played well last year.
You did play here last year. I remember him well last year.
And I believe 2 years ago, maybe it was last year when we were at the Rio on the small table. He did pretty well there.
Yeah, he's come out for the U.S. Opens, and he handles himself well. A good composure, steady, strong player.
He actually reminds me of Clenty. Clenty, of course, a little bit stronger player, but just by stature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty tall guy.
Well,
That was
he's
a tough kick. That was
He's
a tough
30
kick.
years old. Clinty is 20.
Yeah. he could be his older brother.
Those 10 years, yeah.
That was a tough kick. 'Cause I have a difficult time kicking like that when you have to kick with speed and you're only 6 inches away from the pocket you're kicking at. And it jumped a little bit, I think. Well, ball in hand here. See how, it's always
how
these
Matt
cases
does.
when you're early on these matches. If you can run out easily, it's a whole lot different than having to struggle through it sets the tone, right?
Yes, it does. What some guys face are, you have the early game jitters, or early match jitters, and it's an easy out. So now you feel double pressure that I better get out here. I don't know if these guys feel it. I know some of the amateurs and players like myself will feel that little pressure that I got to get out here. Look, I'm gonna look like an idiot not running out here. Then you look in the mirror and you look like an idiot, so forget it. Who cares, right?
Nothing changes. Nothing changes. And that is your psychological counseling for the day,
That's
ladies and
it.
gentlemen.
Are you trying to tell me to be quiet and not mention that again? I'm teasing Freddie.
Well, Matt's got a little straight in here, and he's going to shake his head a few times.
Oh.
He's tall, and he can reach this, but he didn't need to be doing this. Again, this goes back to what I was just talking about, that I'd rather have this easy than have to do this. Because now he has to have a good angle on the 7 ball to get back up to the 8 ball.
If he can just get the cue ball back to about where it's at, maybe a little further over, he's got a nice run to the 8-3 rails there by following it.
Following 3.
Yeah.
the problem is when there's this section where it's a little bit too far, and a section where there's a little not far enough. You know, but it's the in-betweener that doesn't give you the one rail through the center of the table.
Well,
But I think you're right. It's three railer, right?
Yeah, it's a three
rail forward.
I mean, you might get straight on and draw it.
Draw
you know,
straight
there's different ways to play this shot. Because it was using the bridge and stuff, I would say this would be the easiest to get the ball right where the bridge is now. The bridge head is. Oh, that's perfect. Now see, then he can draw the ball past the side pocket and just over by where that chalky, where he just picked up the chalk, and be great.
Yeah, and of course he's right. He's tall, and you being left-handed, this isn't going to be an easy shot for you.
Yes, exactly.
Me, on the other hand, I would have been cursing a few times here.
Correct.
Can't
You're
reach.
not in a good place. Yes, yeah, it looks like he's drawing the ball back. I can't tell what he's doing.
Surely
here.
he's going 3 rails.
Yep, it sure is, and he hit this very nicely.
Very nicely done. This way,
Perfect.
Just have to worry about
He
making the ball.
used that 4th rail even better because he comes off the rail, and now it's just straight down. He can go 2, but you don't have to spin this ball.
No.
Just a little high English. He gets to the other side of it and plays he gets to the top side of it. Some players prefer to use the outside English on this and get on the right side of the 10 ball instead of the left side. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, it feels like straight follow just past the center of the table. That way you're always in play. Oh, he did go to the outside, and guess what? He missed.
And I was about to say, the outside English can sometimes throw that ball out of the pocket, and that's exactly what that did. And the reason I say those things is because I personally have been struggling with that shot in particular.
Players like us get to do that one. We practice that one.
Well, I'm so used to using follow English on that and with the left spin, so you can aim it easier. And when I use the outside to come back, I throw the ball out. So you coaches out there, please send me a note. Let me know what I'm doing wrong besides playing pool. And
I always tell people that when you do change that, if you're aiming at the same spot, you will miss. You have to aim somewhere else.
Yeah. But big opportunity for Shaun.
Not exactly the easiest shot.
Yeah. But he's at the table.
But he's at the table. He'd rather be shooting the table than not.
And
got diamondized here. This is the tightest table on this in the house.
I believe these pockets are 4 1/4.
Yeah. The cloth is playing pretty fast, but still it's tight. How do you like this one, George? Do you like going 2-3 rails on this one, or just go 1 rail down?
If you go just 1 rail to the right side, you have to make sure and take into account the side pocket, because it goes
3 on
definitely.
this one, but he's taking the
he's
1.
going right towards the side. Perfect. A lot of guys open that up a lot better. He did it perfect. Absolutely perfect. You have to take that, know that pocket's there. Doesn't mean you're going to stay out of it because you know it's there, but you want to make sure you miss it.
Well, he's on the board. A little bit of a struggle on that one, but he's on the board, and flick a bead and get up there and whack him.
Yeah, we're tied at 1. And race to 9. Alternate break format. So Matt won the lag, so he will be breaking.
What do these guys come in for Fargo ratings, George?
743 by Shaun Wilkie and 728 by Matt Edwards. Right. So they're about 15 points apart.
So on paper, on average,
they're pretty dead even. They might, in a race of 13, he might get a game on the wire. Yeah. Maybe. It's real close.
And it makes sense. Watching these guys, I would say that Shaun, I think, is favored just a little bit, but not enough to give odds.
Well, this is a race to 9, and you're at the U.S. Open, and you're at you're in a tournament setting. You're both playing on a table that really you probably not have played on before. Your surroundings you're not really comfortable in.
Right, you're not at your
in
home base. This is a first round.
So this is a coin toss. I think the player that settles in fastest wins the match. I think skill-wise, Fargo would say they're about even, or if not even.
Good solid break.
Sounded good. Ball still going.
And the cue ball got punched straight in the face.
No shot on the 1 really, so he'll be looking to play safe someplace. What would you do here, Freddie?
Well, I'm going to be looking for a safety.
I'm sending that cue ball right at the 10. real soft.
Soft at the 10?
Yeah,
I
for,
like
for
it.
safety. There's 2 balls there you can get safe behind, and you're able to bank the ball, the 1 ball past the 3 ball.
Is there room to keep the cue ball to the left of the 3 ball and bank the 1 ball down?
I was looking at that. I'm not sure he can hit the like if he wants to cut it thin on the left side. I don't think he's got enough room. I'm not sure. On the monitor, it looks like he has. Yes, it looks like he has.
Yep, he's staying on that side. If he can stick
Perfect.
there,
Yeah, he
don't
does.
leak out.
It leaked.
It leaked,
I
but I
think it
think he's
leaked.
still covered.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah.
Good. Nice shot. Nice shot, Matt.
And now the question is, can he just kick 1 rail to it?
Now, see, there's a good example of how our angle is different than what the players see. Big difference.
And he's going to try a masse here.
He's going to jump over that little tiny bit. He's playing with a break. Oh, he's got an extension on the back of his cue. Wow.
Extensional, 100%.
Wow. He's going to go for a masse.
He's still
shot.
doing a masse.
Yeah, he's counting. He says, I got a masse. There's 3 balls over to the right. I'll aim out here and move it over, swing it over 3 balls.
Well, he didn't take much time once he went down.
Because in your head, that's a real easy shot. And then you come back to earth, and then you figure out that, hey, it wasn't so easy.
Well, here's an interesting situation here. I think obviously it feels like you're supposed to go 1 and then the 2, then the 3, but the 2-10 goes to a huge pocket up table.
I think it's worth taking a serious thought of. I think I would play this.
Yeah, there's 1 spot between the 5 and the pocket that doesn't go.
Yeah, about a quarter to an eighth of an inch.
And he decides to go for a run out unless he went halfway.
He's going to cut the deuce, or he's going to bank the deuce.
Cut the deuce with inside, or play it off the 10 to come back out to the center of the table. That's
Either-
definitely a tweener, right?
Either way, he's gonna be tough to get into 3. If he banks it, he's going to run into it. If he cuts it, run into the 10.
It's going to be close. Yep, and there goes the 10 again.
And he's okay. Came out just fine. Hit the right side of the 10. He knew where he was going with it because of the speed he shot it. He was pretty sure he was going to get position.
Yeah.
And it was evident that he would, for him.
8 ball plays big, so he has to deal with it. He can't just hit the 3 ball.
Well, he can end up anywhere on that line by the 8, as long as it's not behind it. So he's got about 2 square inches to stay away from.
The challenge is that 5 balls back up table, so he needs an angle on the 4 that doesn't get trapped on the 9.
You know, that was a good view of how small these pockets are.
Yeah. And see, I don't think this is great because it's way down table. He looks like he's got an angle that he has to draw straight back. If he can draw straight back, that's fine. But if it's just off to the other angle, it's not fine.
Yeah.
And it's off to the other angle.
It's got a little, yeah, the 8 ball might come into play here.
Yeah, that 8 ball's been playing big there, so.
Yeah.
Big bomb here. There it is. Smashed off the rail. The spin.
Hit it beautifully. Used the rail to come back instead of bringing it back straight.
Right.
That's great shot. Good shot.
And I'll keep playing it. The 8 plays funny big. It's been in the way for the last 3 shots now that he has to play kind of around it.
He's drawn away from the 8. I don't think he's going to go 2 rails, although he could, but he's not going to. He's going to come this way. It's funny how a lot of times you'll play shape for 1 ball, like the 6 ball there, and the cue ball ends up perfect for the next shot. Like right now, where the cue ball is, it's perfect for the 8 ball. Pretty close to perfect.
Right. Like, just put it back there.
Well, he just has to stay steady and bring the ball over close to where he is. And he does.
He's pretty close to where it started out. Just a couple more inches more.
He does.
These last few balls, I like the pattern because he'll always be shooting with an angle in the ball to the corner pocket. If you always had that, then the game becomes a little bit easier.
Angle to angle to angle. The only ball you want straight is the money ball.
Money ball. Oh, and he came up short. He pointed to where he wanted, and he came up short. Not that he's going to have a problem here, but
from what I can see here, Freddie, all he has to do is follow this ball just past the side pocket.
Yeah.
Head rail and side pocket.
Wrong way.
Well,
he can
used
still
the-
make this, but really
Very
no
makeable.
issue here. But you know he was going for the anywhere to the right of this ball.
Yeah. He just didn't get the left-right English on that the way he should have. Didn't bother him. He
Didn't
says,
bother
I don't
him.
care as long
Can
as I can
still
make
get
the
out."
ball. As long as I can make the ball, I'm good, and I'll take a 2-1 lead. No one is adverse to taking leads here, believe me. Shaun will be breaking the balls in this alternate break format. At this point, they're pretty much on break. And
Yes, that's true.
no advantage for either player.
There's a good look at our sponsors.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That Predator 1080 Pure Chalk, the official chalk of the US Open 10-ball championships. Acme official case, Acme cases.
See the Cyclop balls while he hit those hard.
Mm-hmm.
But he also had his cue ball bumped up table, back down table. Same thing as Matt's break.
Long shot here. I mean, he's pretty much almost froze to the bottom rail. The ball is 8 3/4 feet
right.
away.
He went immediately to the push out and started trying to play the safe on the 1 ball because the 6 ball would have trapped the cue ball to keep the cue ball open,
Mm-hmm.
and the cue ball would have been looking straight at the 1 ball somewhere. So he's saying, Matt, what do you want to do with this one?
Would you give this back? I'd take this shot.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to take the shot and play it just with high English, run into the 6 a little bit, and try to follow behind the
3 ball.
3 ball and bank that ball straight down the table. Try to get it with speed on the bottom rail so you have separation, and hopefully it's blocked.
I wonder if Matt is also thinking maybe he can drive the 1 ball behind the 6 ball and go 2 rails with it and drive the cue ball to the left side. Let's see what he does.
We're
here.
going to find out what he's thinking real quick.
Drive it behind
He's
the 6
driving
ball.
behind
Didn't get
well.
there. Yeah, I would thought that he would hit it harder, but he must have seen it so he can just slow roll it, and you can see it didn't work out.
Well, anytime you're
was
rolling
a
a
good-
ball
was
that
good-
soft, it was a good plan.
It was a good push too, because it was a little bit tricky,
Mhm.
right? Almost like
Mhm.
you forced him
Mhm.
into shooting something goofy.
He's going to make them 2 at a time
And he's
and come
okay.
out okay.
With
'cause
roses.
There's the 2. There's the 2 ball.
once again it's open here, so he
He got by the 9. He got by the 9. He's going to come back past the middle of the table for the 4 ball on the side.
Where do you like to hit the side rail on this when you're shooting this? Close to the side?
Diamond right there, and just that's perfect.
Yeah.
Middle diamond.
Oh, he's got
Now
this
you'll
4
spin it
ball
with right.
sits better than I thought it did.
Let's spin it with right English, and he's liking life here because the balls are all available really right in front of a pocket.
Yeah. Expect him to run out
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Now see, if this even gets away from you, you still have an easy shot for the 9. And he killed it real nice off the second rail to get really good shape.
And I like this. That when the cue
Mhm.
ball's always going to be in play for the 10 ball. You can go up table, draw it back. Oh, watch out. This had no
Jeez.
problem here.
He's good. Those 2 rails, it's just a nice avenue to bring the cue ball down. Yeah, you're going to come close to the side pocket, but you're pretty sure you're going to be that diamond away.
Yeah, you'd actually have to try to scratch the
Mhm.
side pocket. Unfortunately, most of us end up trying, putting a little draw on there and getting too close to this corner
Well,
pocket.
exactly. If you draw the ball, you could
could,
just cook it right back in. So that's if you have the angle to get to that side rail,
Yeah.
you can use the head rail and come back down by the side pocket. Just makes it, and it lands real nice. It's just such a good. It's just a good way to play position.
Yeah, and George, you know, you've heard it a million times where maybe some recreational players will say you shouldn't go to so many rails because it's unpredictable, but when they actually start using them, it becomes very predictable.
It's exactly right. I was going to say, well, let me see. Let me name off every Filipino player I've ever seen play.
Or every
And they all use those, or every
yeah,
top player,
every
even
top
Shane,
player,
every top player.
top amateur player.
They would rather control the speed of the ball with the rails than with just draw or straight follow.
That's right.
I mean, if you had to land your cue ball on a spot, would you shoot straight at that spot
Right,
and
it's
try to
just
land it
so
7 feet
difficult.
away? Or would you take a couple of rails at it where you can really control your speed? Like a lag, for instance.
Right, right. Dry break there. He really crushed the ball. I'm surprised the ball didn't go in. Yeah, on that point, from the science side, every time you hit a cushion, in general, your speed cuts in half, which means your error cuts in half.
Mm.
So you can have a wider range of speed and yet still come out nearly the same.
Oh, it
Boy, that one
leaked
definitely
away.
leaked out.
Speaking about speed, he gets a ticket for that one.
I think so.
That wasn't my attempt at humor. Failed miserably.
I liked it. I was laughing over here. But they told me I had to limit my laughing.
Oh, why?
I only get a couple chuckles per rack, and I can't spend one at the beginning.
Well, well, again, you guys out there, we want to thank you for joining us here in the booth. And you guys are out at home with your coffee and your adult beverages or liquid beverages and in the comfort of your home. But we get to be here in the presence of greatness. All these great players here. Last night was awesome. In here is awesome right now. There's wall-to-wall players, 45 of them, competing for the 2018 U.S. Open 10-ball championship.
Yeah, we have some of the hottest players in the world here today. We have Dennis Orculio, Shane Van Boning, Alex Pagulayan, and Iklant Kachi is here. James Dodong Aranas is here.
Dennis Hatch, Thorsten Holman, Warren Kiamko.
Warren, who just
Donnie
won
Mills.
Won the 10-ball
Oh,
event.
he just won in Phoenix, yeah.
That's strong.
Ernesto Dominguez, Oscar Dominguez, Jeff DeLuna. He wasn't here last year. The Bull's
Jeffrey
here.
the Bull. Matt made this ball, and if he can get to this 3-ball, I think he solved his rack. He's just on the other side of the 2-ball, so he can't draw back. Looks like he's got to pound it to the rail and out.
Did you happen to mention Josh Roberts?
I have not.
Josh Roberts.
Oh,
is
he was
here.
straight in. He was straight in.
Newcomer on the scene that played pretty hot in the West Coast swing just recently is Omar Al-Shaheen.
Omar is a fantastic player. I mean, he's one of those guys I've been watching for the last several years, and just I was actually surprised he hasn't finished higher because he's an amazing player.
And then, did we mention Billy Thorpe?
Billy Thorpe is here.
Yeah, we
Sky
got some
Woodward is
players.
here.
We got some players here for you.
Your Moscone, most of your Moscone Cup candidates are here.
Oh, well, you know, I'd like to get a list of all those guys. I know it's Mitch Ellerman. Mitch Ellerman's here.
Mitchell is
Chip
here.
Compton.
Shane McMinn is here.
Shane
Another
McMahon.
did fantastic out there in Phoenix.
He did great. He was second in the Phoenix tournament. I was his first victim. Got to play him in that tournament.
Oh boy, Matt had a slow roller there and he missed it. Looks like Matt is still asleep.
Well, while he's sleeping, I'll keep mentioning other players that are of note that are here. We got Vilmos Foldes.
Oh, watch the 10. Yeah, he's not going to like that.
Did you mention Ronnie Alcano?
I did not. Ronnie
Yeah,
Alcano
there you
is here.
go.
I haven't mentioned anybody, just the first 4 names.
Okay. Alex Ollinger.
From Dayton, Ohio, Alex.
Chris Robinson.
Young gun.
Young gun, another Moscone hopeful.
One of the new young
Candidate.
guns. Shaun banked the ball, unfortunately missed it and double banked across. Matt has the option.
So that gives you an idea of the field here, and these players right here are up at the table for your viewing pleasure. You get to watch them in this race to 9 10-ball.
Yeah, another slow
my.
roller for Matt that he missed. Both of those were identical.
Yeah, those slow rollers, more can happen when you're slow rolling the ball than when you're stroking the ball. And I think part of it is you decelerate your cue, the tip of your cue, to slow roll it.
Right. And if you got some kind of angle with English, then it'll take it'll start to curve on you. So at this point, both Shaun and Matt have slightly fallen off their horse. Got to get back on. That was a little bit short on that shot. What a
Nice shot.
He had what I call the Alan Hopkins follow-through. The cue stick flew to the left after he shot it.
Oh.
I am absolutely an expert at having that kind of follow-through. The object ball may not do the same thing, but I know the stick does. But get some, is going to try to get some here. Could have liked this a little bit easier, but as a professional player, he's supposed to make this. But you can see he's already thinking about it. Just pound this in and go on to the next.
Well, what makes this shot hard is that if you miss it, you feel like an idiot.
That's right. That goes back to the initial comments.
Yeah, initial comments where you know you're supposed to get there with this shot.
So when a lot of people talk about the mental game, that's another part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the part that I'm sorely lacking. But these players aren't. These players are competitive, tough, mentally.
Yeah,
physically.
I've got all kinds of mental game. Unfortunately, it's the wrong kind of mental.
Yeah, these guys work at their game. They practice. They're aware of what they have to do and how to do it. They get up there, and I wonder how many. What happened there?
He was trying to pick up his cue, got trapped underneath the cushion for a second. He dropped his cue right on top of the rack, and you heard it.
Yeah, that's how tips fly.
I mean, a zillion things could have gone
Yeah,
wrong here.
that's how tips fly. You ever dropped your cue and the tip flies off?
Oh, yeah. My cues dropped right on the floor. I can tell you the science reason for it because I am all kinds of science. The shear strength on the glue is not nearly as strong as its compressive strength. So it's not meant to be hitting the side like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. So for us, for us people that just, you know, we know that dropping the cue means the tip might fly off.
That's
for
right.
you can explain why.
I'm all about the shear strength. All right. Well, I hope that doesn't work into his head because we've been talking about the mental game. Oh, the cue ball was heading straight to the corner pocket and it got kicked away.
It was.
There seemed to be an awful lot of balls left on the table.
Which means he didn't make one.
This is a typical 10-ball rack, especially when, you know, 10 balls started getting popular. You saw this kind of rack like every time. There's so many balls in the middle of the table, so your pattern is no longer like a 9-ball pattern. You know, that you're always going to the outside, not through the center.
Well, starting off with a steep angle on the one ball, it's hard to hold the cue ball for the deuce, so you're going to have to run it a little bit. He did. He's bumped the ball, and now he's behind the ball.
Bumped the ball that happened to be in the center of the table, and that's what happens.
Right? Does he happen to have a window? Looks like he does.
It looks like he does. But he's on the cushion, so he can't do much with the cue ball, so it's slow roll to nothing. 3-ball doesn't go anywhere unless it passes the 5.
Yep. Which brings to mind, what do you shoot here?
Safety.
So do you cut the 2-ball to the right side, bring the cue ball to the head rail, side rail, and try to hit that 7 and stay behind those 2 balls?
Or somewhere to the left. Somewhere on that side.
Not going to the side?
Might go right between the 8 and 9, but then you have to fade coming down here to the corner pocket.
The only thing is that if you don't get behind that 7 and 8, you're leaving a shot.
Right, you've laid that 2-ball up. So probably maybe you'll play the 2-ball to the upper right quadrant behind the 6-ball, not just thin it, and go right to the 7 for sure. This one was not any shot that we discussed.
It's not one that came into my mind.
No.
I don't think he banked to try to make it.
No,
it didn't seem to.
It didn't seem like it would be able to. It never came close to even trying to shorten up.
I'm not real sure what he was trying to accomplish there.
It'd be interesting to find out what he was trying to do. Maybe he saw something different.
Yeah, because he hit both balls to the open part of the table.
Right. This is one of those maddening shots where, you know, he looks like he'll clip the 10-ball, and you'd think there's no way you're gonna scratch because you double kiss and then it'll scratch. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
he got a good bump and
a bad roll. Good bump, bad roll.
Yeah. But the ball he bumped off of rolled right in front of the shot he was going to get shape on, that he got shape for. So the one thing about this is that Shaun wins this game, we're off break. He's ahead 1.
Is that the good thing? That'll be the good thing for him, right?
For him, yeah.
Well,
that's what I meant.
The 3-5 sat good. Hit it, and now it's just a matter of picking balls apart. Still a little funny pattern. You know, nothing's really wide open. Some of these pathways are still blocked. I like this. Make sure if you're going to bump in the 9, make sure you bump into it. A lot of us get cozy up to it and it sticks right to it.
I think he made sure.
Yeah,
He bumped it good.
He looked at it and said, let's go ahead and bump it.
Comes right back. Yep. And the same shot again.
He's got a chalk here. This is just got go over there and chalk your stick.
Oh, he's going around.
And
This
that's
could
too
get him
far.
in trouble. This could get him. It got him in trouble.
trouble.
I don't think he had to do all that.
No,
Just
I
brought
don't think
straight
so. I
back.
don't think so either.
Wow.
And that's why I thought that he could go and chalk his stick and then do that high spin speed type of draw just to get it to the center of the table. Surely
Right.
keep
Maybe.
the 10 ball out of there, but he saw something different and maybe he
Yeah.
just wanted to swing it because he's a little tight.
Maybe while he was chalking his stick, he would have seen something a little better than what he saw.
Maybe.
But that was a big ouch. Unforced error.
Right.
And we've seen a couple of those now. Not so much from Shaun. We've seen a couple from Matt.
From Matt.
Yeah.
Well, Shaun's got to reach out there and do the jump shot here. Tough to do. You can do it with the dart method, but as an overhand method, or some people call it underhand because the stick is underhand, he's got to reach out and get a good jump stroke on there. Left-hander would have no problem there.
Right. I was seeing that. But you know, he does something that's good there. He took like a warm-up swing in golf.
Yeah.
You know, to see
the
if he
side.
could get up there. Yeah.
There you go. He's got his leg up on the table.
He's jumping half a ball.
And again, he really
And
whacked it quick.
Ooh, I was going to say, and he's losing the whole cue ball. But no, he didn't lose it. Did not go in the corner.
Well, no sellout here.
No. You make this, you earned it. He cuts this ball in. He has to worry about going in the drink or right where the cue ball is right now.
Yep. This is one of those shots. If you can't bend the cue ball after hitting the object ball, you're just hoping that it goes not into the center of the pocket. Because there's naturally 2 rails right at him.
Nice shot.
And you hit it slow enough that he'll never get to the
And
corner
look at the
pocket.
speed on this ball. What a nice shot.
That
What a
angle,
nice shot. Wow.
That was a good shot.
And not so much that he made the ball, but the speed that he made it with showed confidence and control.
Now, does he pop this one in or does he slow roll it in?
He'll pop it.
He needs to pop it, right? That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. I think he's had his fill of those slow, soft shots that you roll.
Yeah, it seems like the majority of shots that a top player would miss is that kind of slow, kind of lose your stroke.
Well, a lot of your top players, I was going to say a lot of your top players don't shoot them, but they do. They do.
Yeah, they still do.
But they have the stroke that you know, us lesser humans,
That's mere mortals.
mere mortals do not have. So it works out for them. They're able to do it successfully, whereas us, not so much. But then again, we have to keep in mind, it's not about us. It's about the guys we're watching here.
We
Nice.
said
I like his shirt.
I
You
like
like
his
his shirt?
shirt too. Yes.
You know,
We said that this is going to be, on paper, nearly an even matchup, and it's 3-3, a race to 9, and kind of trading games. Neither one of them is really running away with it.
we have yet to have a break and run in this match. Would you call this a short race to 9?
I think so.
I guess by tournament standards, a race to 9 is fairly long race. It's not 7 or 8. Were the races 8 last year?
8
I'm
for
trying
the
to think.
8
8
ball.
for the 8 ball, right? I remember that. Okay.
You would think that it'd be 10 for the 10 ball, but you'd never. Who knows?
You know, once you start getting into, a race to 9 is usually an hour. You're figuring it's going to take about an hour, hour 10, hour 15 minutes, because of, they take they're a little more deliberate when they're playing in a tournament of this magnitude. If they're gambling, the race to 9 is probably 45. It's probably an hour, regardless.
Scratch on the break by Matt Edwards. Last thing you want to do. 3 ball doesn't look exactly good unless their 3 ball passes the 6.
Well, this
It
is
must, because he isn't really thinking much about it. He's behind the 4-ball. He might be behind the 4-ball by so much that he's past the 4-ball.
no, he's
Nope.
behind 4.
No. And the
You
3-ball
know-
did pass, so another unforced error. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking,
Yeah.
I wish I had my hat on because I'm a little out of balance. There's a handful of players here that always play with a hat. Shaun Wilkie is certainly one of them.
It's funny. Have you ever tried playing with a hat?
I play with a hat.
Do you? I have to tilt it up and get it out of the way because I cannot do it.
Yeah, my problem with a hat is that on some shots I have to turn the brim to the back, and then after that I turn it back to the front, and you'll see me with just like I have a helicopter on, except for I'm the one spinning it. I just keep on going. If I keep on going the same direction, I may twist my head off, but so I have to be sure.
He's
It's
going
a
to
good
get
shot.
safe here. He's going to get safe.
Get there.
Well,
He's
left the
safe,
cut.
but or just the stick and hit and stick there, kick and stick. Yeah, so he's looking at this, at the kick and stick, as long as he doesn't hit the side points.
I'm not sure if he can cut this. He might be able to cut this. If he does, he's
Then
probably
missed
trying to
those
see
balls.
which side of the
Yeah.
9-10 he wants to go on.
Yeah, I think.
No,
well,
he's
we'll
going with
see.
a kick and stick. He's kicking this ball like you noted.
Oh, that was not
Yeah,
good.
he
Not
didn't stick
good.
very
Didn't
well.
stick and caught it thin.
Didn't stick very well at all. This is going to cost him because there's nothing stopping Shaun from running out here.
Yeah, this looks like the toughest shot here. Standard shot. This is what I should call shot number 2. You shoot this ball and have the cue ball to and through the center of the table.
Yes.
Very standard pattern.
Just
A
hit your
little
belly
long.
when you're shooting.
A little long, but yeah. He's going to have to do something funny with this, doesn't he, George?
You know, he might choose to go around that 10-9.
Yeah.
Go 3 rails around that 10-9. Now he's going to do it
he's
nice and
able to-
soft.
he's able to hold it.
Killed it nice and soft.
Good shot. Nothing to do but shoot the balls in, but he already knows he hit this one too hard.
Let's see if he plays that 9 ball in that side pocket or if he comes up for position for one of the corners. Those are the choices some players are faced with. That's what they like to do.
I think it looks like he's going to drop this in there. Did he miscue? Or was that just the microphone?
It just sounded like a miscue.
If he miscued, he'd spend more time on his tip, but he didn't. So, but it certainly sounded like one. This is the one that he didn't do last time. He's not doing it again. He, instead of
Up and
just
down.
slowly drawing it back, he decided to go up and down the table. I guess that's what he chooses to do. Because he's been pretty consistent about it.
This is a tough shot at this juncture.
Yeah, considering the handful of funniness.
Not tough enough, he says.
Yep. Back to the big 1-game lead. Shaun Wilkie, 4-3.
It's his break.
Oh, so he's got a mini
Yeah,
break.
he's got a mini break.
We've had a few mini breaks.
Yep.
Big shout out to all our
Raced him.
sponsors.
For those of you that come to Las Vegas for all these tournaments, we have the BCA World Nationals.
BCA
this
Pool
week.
League World Championships.
And we also have the USA PL National Championships, 8-ball, 9-ball, and 10-ball. At the Rio Bean Hill at the Rio Hotel Suites and Casino.
This is a CSI event,
Mm-hmm.
which the BCA Pool League and USAPL use for their rules.
There There's 2 large ballrooms full of pool tables, almost 300 of them. There is everything from chalk to cue sticks to tables to bridges available from all and every cue vendor or pool vendor of Omega Billiards. You have all kinds of guys out there. All your favorites are here in Vegas right now.
Interesting shot here. The 1 ball can get lost behind that 4 ball, and he held everything. Now he's going to go behind the back or left-handed, I think. Left-handed, no, behind the back.
Behind the back.
2 rails, scare the side pocket. Scare it. Very good. Shaun's break, he's hitting him hard, but the cue ball isn't really responding well. It's almost like he has to back off and hit a little bit flatter and just let that cue ball go, just pop it back. He's swinging awfully hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to want to swing around this 7 ball to one side or the other. Probably to the left of it, and the left of the 10. Just come up by the 10, just barely. The 4 ball's in a nice position in front of the pocket. So it doesn't really matter what he does, even if he bumps the 10, as long as he doesn't get behind it.
Yeah. It was, it's interesting, there was a nice shot of him looking back and forth to the 4 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of looking as if, did it move?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he was looking to see that angle. Wow.
It's the 8's not going to like this.
What was, well, I guess
Wow.
I'm surprised. Color me surprised on that one. He swung awfully hard.
He's going around. He's playing safe all the way. And got there.
Nice save.
And got there. Well, if you make a mistake, you can correct it real quick by playing a good safety like the one he just played. But your opponent can hurt you here. This is not an unmakeable kick. He can not only make this with decent speed, he can make it and get on the 5.
Yeah, with the
If he
right
goes
speed,
rail
if he misses
first,
it,
yeah.
if he misses it, it looks like it's safe. Cue ball down here, 4 ball comes back to the center of the table.
Now, a lot of good things can happen on this shot for Matt.
That's right. One bad thing, ticky off the bottom side of it.
I don't think there's room to scratch off of it. And that's exactly what he did, and he didn't scratch. Yeah, I didn't think there was room. Yeah, he sure did.
Tried.
He heard you and he said, watch, Reddy. I want to show you I can't scratch on this shot.
No sellout here, so safety coming out. He's not going to fire at this, is he?
No, he's going to play safe behind those balls.
He gets down there so quickly that I think, what is he thinking?
Well,
he is a fast player.
He managed the speed of the 4 ball and the cue ball very well right there. To line them all up in one line behind the 6-8. He managed it very well. And Matt's going to get his little dart cue out and shoot a dart at this 4 ball.
Now, is he jumping to try to make this ball? Because I think if the cue ball's up in the air, he might scratch off the 5. He's just hitting to hit this.
You can see he's just hitting it in the middle. Well, he went towards the pocket. He's going to come out smelling like a rose. Maybe.
Nope.
No.
That 4 might actually just go from there.
It looks like it appears
like
to.
it does.
It appears to.
Well, we'll take a look at Shaun. He's staring it down, and if it doesn't go, he'll do the hand flip. But if it does go, let's see. No hand flip. No hand flip.
Has he been doing a hand flip on
No, but we all know this game. You do that hand flip when, my goodness, it was so close. I can't believe he left it there, but looks good here. 6 ball goes. You've got to get above it, as he just pointed with his stick.
Got to play to the same pocket he just played the 4 to.
Yeah, and almost have the same type of shot.
Mm-hmm. See how well he manages the speed here.
Twisted his hand.
Oh
if we had a replay, he kind of turned his hand over as if he was thinking at the last second, should I put a little hair of right-hand English on there? I do that all the time. There's no stopping it. Certainly don't expect him to miss that shot.
Interesting. No, yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. But, under these lights and under this, in this venue, in this atmosphere of U.S. Open pool.
Yeah, safety here.
Sometimes those errors creep out. Now this will be a jump shot.
Off to the jump. Are you jumping to hit this one or going for the side pocket?
Go and make it in the side. You have to worry about scratching in the corner because your ball is probably going to draw more than likely, especially, you
He's
know.
calling the side pocket.
Problem here is you probably won't have position on the on this other ball. And the ball did draw, and down comes the 5. Leaves the low percentage shot.
Oh, yeah. Definitely low percentage.
Yeah. I like the safety underneath the 7-10.
Try to use it again.
Yeah. Just kind of slide, you know, the 2 rails underneath it. Lay it on the bottom rail. You can cut this and go back and forth with the cue ball, but that's just what he does. These are choices they have to make.
Too strong.
Easy. No, he's okay. Got it just right. Good speed.
All right. Another jump
He held
shot.
it. It looked too strong at first, didn't it? The way the way the 5 came off the rail, you expected the cue ball to slide further down and leak out.
Shaun is a 1-stroke jumper. In fact, he may not even put a warm-up stroke at all. Let's see how long he takes when he gets down there. Oh, he took 2 strokes, but he's backed off.
Mm-hmm. And again, when you practice your jump shots like this, do you practice drawing the ball or following the ball off the object ball, or just making the ball?
Yeah, I practice not falling on my face.
A lot of players will practice the follow or the draw off the ball, especially if the ball they're jumping is straight in. But he's left the 5 ball in a tough place again.
Again, yeah.
The good thing about it for Matt is he's able to come off the left side of the 5 and up against the 7. I think I have to look at that angle one more time. No, it's too steep of it's too straight. I was thinking he could hit it on the bottom side.
No, yeah,
and, and come up against those 2 balls down there. But it's
can't
a
just
little
roll
tough.
it either
No.
because the cue ball is heading towards the corner pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he can just hit straight then.
And try to roll the 10, the
Right
cue
on
ball
the
up
10.
against the 10. Yeah. Let's see how he does this. This is how we all learn, right up against the 10, just like you said.
There you go. Matt seemed to not like it, and I'm not sure why. I don't believe Shaun can see this ball, and I don't think he can kick one rail to the long rail. He'd have to kick to the short rail.
So he's just kicking it straight across, trying
Straight
to kick the ball
across,
in. That's
yeah.
where he wants to come in from. So he's going to kick it not with an angle, but with English.
Yeah, and he's jacked up over the 7
A little
ball.
bit, yeah.
So this is not easy. And let's say he makes this ball. The chances of being able to see the 6 ball are pretty slim because the cue ball is going to bounce off toward these other balls. Hit a full in the face, and the ball wasn't frozen. Maybe that's why Matt had shaken his head, and he just looked in the sky as if that tells me that's why he did that little head shake earlier. If it had frozen there, that would have been a foul, but it wasn't frozen.
No rail after contact.
Yeah, so it wasn't frozen, so he got the rail automatically, and Matt gave the eye roll.
Well, he would have to call it frozen.
Yep, anyway. This is now the...
This may not be frozen, but he's got an easy kick at it.
Easy kick.
Now you want to control the speed of the 5 in the cue here. Cue ball.
Oh, he can actually just kick this way, too. This is better for him because he can hide this ball.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like
Oh,
that.
yeah. A lot of balls to hide.
Well, it seems that Shaun is doing a better job with his safeties than Matt is.
I think so. This has been quite a entertaining match here so far. Neither one of them, both of them are struggling a little bit, and so they have to use a little bit other skills to grind it out. This has been a grinding type of match, hasn't it?
Well, no one's been in control. The score shows that. It's 4-3. Although with 4-3, that would tell me that Shaun's getting the better of Matt by a little bit since he broke first.
Yeah. Look at this leave. Oh, he
but,
just got.
I'm not sure if he can hold it just right there for this. Oh, the 6 ball's next. It's up by the 8.
You know, you can just tell by the language, your body language. Shaun was shaking his head here, so that this is not easy to just make and hold.
He's playing it in the corner. He's going to probably come across, hit the side rail, and come back over about where it's at for the 6. Or is he going to draw down and come 2 rails? Yeah, okay. That's where he's going.
That's a lot to ask for such a short, short shot, short cue ball to 5 ball. You can't stroke it out because the double hit is going to avoid that. And if you try to kind of stub at it, the miscue percentage.
It looks like he can stroke this pretty safely. Yeah, it looks like he's going away from the ball enough into the side. Yeah, he's okay with this.
I think the 10 ball looms large.
But he's not okay with that miss.
Okay
It's going in the side. No, just short.
Oh, Matt's going to be really shaking his head if he doesn't see a shot here.
Oh,
he's got the grimace, but you know he was the one to put those balls there. Safeties weren't tight enough to get the ball in hand that he's looking for.
Well, let's see how he plays this one. Does he go all the way down with the 5 ball? Or does he go up and just hold the cue ball, go to the side rail and back on top of the 7?
I think that's what you do here.
Yep, just like that. It's going to leak out. He's going to give a window.
Big window here.
He's going to give a window, leave a straight in shot. Yuck is what you say about that shot. Especially if he has a shot, you don't care for it too much because, it's what? It's like a 3 or 4 inch window.
Yeah.
And he left it open.
If he's got an angle, he's got to thump this ball to slide it over to the right as he views it. If he goes forward, the 8 ball is huge.
He can just draw this ball over to the right. He's going to come all the way. He's going to come
8
too
ball's
far.
Huge.
Yeah, he's going to come too far.
I thought he was going to slide to the right, and instead he played.
And played it to the opposite corner.
Yeah, because playing 2 rails around the ball doesn't make any sense. 8 ball is huge.
Well, it does if you hit it softer. Key word was if.
Yeah. There was no soft in that stroke.
No, there was. Yeah, there was. He didn't play soft there.
This table proved to be the toughest table in the house last year, and I'm wondering if it's kind of the same, where this one plays a little bit different than the rest. You got the lights on top of it.
Well, I've heard comments from players regarding tables that are close to doors.
Sure.
And this table is the closest table to the door, especially when the climate is humid outside and air conditioning inside. With the door opening and closing, they feel that it plays tougher. Some players do. Whether it does or not, I'm not sure.
Well, for sure, if you can feel the hot draft, if you want to call it that, when they open up the door, there's something's going to play different.
Well, this year they have done one great thing. They got one of these big portable air conditioning units.
Those things are great.
Yeah, and it's right off at the foot of the table.
Yes.
It's at the foot of the table, blowing right onto that area. So that will help those issues.
Good. It's a nice angle there. This ball is going to be way in the open.
Well, it looks like Shaun's going to come across here and convert this for another win, take a 5-3 lead. But he still has to execute it. It looks good on paper right here.
Right.
Looks good on the screen. He now has to play it to reality. One down, 3 to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's he just has to let his skill do it, because this really is the first time, I think, on this rack that he's been wide open. That last one wasn't exactly wide open. He was quite a distance away to try to hold the ball or go past the ball or crunch into the balls.
Well, if you're going to get tough, well, I was going to say, if you're going to get tough, he got tough here. The first angle led me to believe he was over the 10, but he's not.
He's not. 2-railer. I guess I would think he'd go 2-rail, but the way he strokes things, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to draw to the side.
That's all he's going to do, I believe. I don't think he'll go. Oh, he
he
went
did
up.
go
He
2 rails.
he called it.
It looked like he was going to draw, but he must raise his tip up to do that.
And there's your 2-game lead.
Good job there. It's a 5-3. Always like to have that 10 ball dead straight in.
I always like to have that 10 ball right in the bottom of the pocket.
That's
after I
right.
hit
That's
it.
right.
This dead straight in stuff. Well, let's see. Out of the 14 players that we have in contention for the Moscone Cup, we've got Chip Compton here today. Compton. We have Mitch Ellerman, Shane McMinn, Tyler Steyer. Is that it, really?
Well, you've got
What guys are we missing still?
Skyler
One, two, three,
and Billy. Are you counting
four,
them? Or are you
five.
calling? Are those
Billy Thorpe.
Or are you counting
Billy
fringe
Thorpe.
guys? Yeah, Billy
Yeah.
Thorpe. You know, Dennis Hatch
Fringe
is
guys.
here.
Okay, that's
Oscar
right.
Dominguez is here.
Are they in contention? They're not part of the four. Are they part of that 14?
I would think so. You know, if they're not, that'd be surprised. But then again, I don't know who's skipping on what.
You know, one of the things I wanted to do before I got to Vegas was bring that list of the 14 players that was on Facebook. I believe they plugged it on Facebook real good.
We will.
And we'll have that for you
we'll have
later
that
on.
for
We're
you.
going to look that up and be able to bring that to you so we have the exact list if you guys don't have it already.
Really good break there with the cue ball. As you can see, the one ball doesn't really go anywhere. So expect another safety battle.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like here, George?
Well, he can't do anything with the one ball, so he's going to have to do something with the cue ball.
Thin off the side of the one and run
He could
into the
just-
two ball down here.
Just pass it by
No.
the 7 and stop the cue ball where it's at. Use the 7 in that.
He's-
Is that the 3 ball for
looks like
blockers?
He's Zing the
Put
one.
it on the bottom rail. Just put it on the bottom rail, just like that. There you go.
And
And
good
he's
shot.
there. Mm-hmm.
Good shot.
Just keep it simple.
Well, I don't think he'd like to go this way. Oh, he is going to go this way.
He's gonna. Is he gonna go 2 rails or is he gonna mash say?
Looks like 2 rails below the one, kick it back up table, but he's got to make a rail afterwards. And he's going through a landmine.
If he hits the 1, he'll make a rail because this isn't going to be slow rolled.
So that's right.
Yeah, because this isn't going to be slow rolled. He rearranged the furniture there.
Sometimes that's the best option.
Yeah. Well, it's left. You know, it's too bad that in 10 ball you can't play two-way shots. You got to call either the 1 or the 10. This would be an excellent time for a
To
two-way shot.
Shoot the one and
Yeah.
camera at a time.
What I like about a lot of ring games is you don't play a call, so you can play the two-way, make the 10, spot it up, and get some cash for that shot, and then keep shooting.
That was a pretty good shot there from that distance, threading the needle between the 10 and the 9, cue ball back and forth. And if he can get to the 5 ball, feels like he solved the riddle of this rack.
Well, there's no 4, so it's from the 3 to the 5.
Right. So this ball, you can't just stop it here because I think that's straight. You need an angle. And you're drawing to an angle. And he missed it. Looked like he was fighting for the proper angle, just long on the 3 in that case.
You know, that ball just barely caught the tip, but it caught the tip of that corner pocket and stayed right out. He's pretty straight here.
Yep, and he's shaking his head. This
Well,
is the angle that you kind of don't want.
I
You have
wonder-
to pound this to get across, don't you?
Well, I'm wondering why he played to the outside of that 7 ball instead of the inside of the 7 ball.
Well, he didn't hear the commentary, so maybe that was it. Come back and listen to this and say, oh, that's what the wrong angle sometimes.
No, Freddie, he's going to come back and listen to this and say, those guys
Those guys
don't know what they're
think
talking about.
Yeah, I know, they all say that.
Forward is dangerous.
10 balls
But
out
it
of the
worked
way.
out.
Nice job.
Now look how forward he has to go here.
Yeah.
Because if he draws the ball, he probably runs into the 8 and or the side pocket. So he's going to have to go forward on this. And the 6 is straight across from that 8 ball.
He's shooting right over this new spot. And from here, maybe it's just lighting, but looks like a piece of that spot is up in the air. It must be flat now. He just touched it. So he's going forward. No, is he? Yeah, he has to go forward, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Good shot. That was strong.
Mm-hmm. And now you just float to the center of the table with the cue ball. You'll just kind of pop it down and move over with it just like that. Now, question here: does he go to the same side above the 8 and shoot it down in the bottom corner pocket,
I
or
think so.
come all the way down? I'm thinking you just draw straight across for it.
Oh boy.
He just leaned over and shot that shot. Didn't take any time.
No, and it looks like, you know, sometimes I get the yips going on where I just, when I get down there, feels uncomfortable, just fire it. He does do that a few times. I wonder if he suffers from the same affliction I have. I've never heard of it with him, but he does shoot pretty fast.
That particular shot, you know, and I rarely say anything negative. I'm going to say that he got a little lazy on that shot. He took it for granted.
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Well, if he knew that was going to happen, maybe that's what he's done.
Maybe there's some kind of block in that pocket for the 7 ball.
They forgot to take the billiard plugs out of there.
Wow.
Yeah. Now where do you go on this one?
Not there.
He's going to hate this.
No, he's just going to bank
Bank
this.
it now.
Yeah, now he's going to bank this and draw the ball back. It looks like he's got everything he wants there for a bank shot.
Yeah, from the angle I'm looking at, it's one of those that you can't possibly miss. Long. Can't possibly miss long. Both these guys are struggling. I feel for them. You know, they just want to get out of this one.
Just want to make the ball and get back to not thinking about it anymore. They're both thinking about it right now. That mind game you were talking about?
Yeah, the mental game.
Yeah.
It drives you mental, doesn't it? Does he hit this one slow and drag left hand?
He's going to go back and forth, I believe. Well, he's drawing the ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's
doing that number.
Yeah.
And you can see that he
Well,
hit the inside corner. He played it off the inside corner.
He used the corner?
He used that corner.
I'm not saying that anymore. We got a viewer out there that doesn't like me
I
saying
tell
he
you,
used the corner.
Well,
This looks pretty good right here.
in days on past, Mike Siegel always said to brush that side cushion coming in, but today with these tables, you can't do that.
No,
anymore.
not on these diamonds. You can brush the side rails on a Brunswick. On these diamonds, if you brush the side rail and that cloth is worn, hello.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I grew up as you did, George, playing those Brunswick, and unfortunately, I have forgotten that you can't do that on these tables. I just brush them all day long, and guess what? Hang up city.
On diamond tables, I tell you, it just that sound when you hit the back of the pocket and you swing it, when you hit it hard, that whack, that sounds so good. You fire that ball into that diamond table, and it just takes it so nice when you hit it square. And that's how they're made to be played. Hit them in the middle. The rails are for banking, not for
Not for brushing on the way
Not for
in.
brushing on the way in.
5-4. Matt Edwards is.
Made up part of that mini break or that break.
That's right.
Turn that full break into a mini break.
Shaun has just played with that cushion up there. He's come off it funny a few times now, and maybe, you know, if we could talk to him afterwards, I'm going to guess that's what he's going to say, that he got a little confused with that cushion.
You know, that's one of the things I just saw him do. Is one of the things that those gloves are really good for.
To clean off the
clean off the cue ball, because you get chalk on it and just keep it clean. Prevent skids or miscues or whatever, where there might be chalk residue on the ball and then you hit it in the same spot.
Nothing on the break. No shot at the one. 8-10 are tied up.
The magic ball rack is off to the side there.
It's off kilter.
Off kilter. Moves around. No shot on the one. He's gonna jump.
Jump. Instead of pushing out, he's gonna jump. So it must be he's gonna try to soft jump and hit the left side of the one ball, I guess, and try to slide behind.
Mm-hmm. I like that, Freddie. I like that a lot. That's exactly what you should be trying to do. I'd like. He hit the other side. It worked out, but he's going to find himself safe here. He's not going to like this.
He's not going to like this.
Now we know who the cue tender is, the rack tender is.
Yeah. That's one of those that you'd like to hit something like the 8 ball to
right up
loosen
against
it up,
it. Right up
that's
against
pretty
it.
nice. Another jump shot, I think. That'd be tough.
You know, if he gets a foul here, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and get another foul and maybe win a cheap game with a 3 foul.
We'll see.
Because if he misses this completely, he's got an easy safety to cut the ball and put the cue ball in the same spot and have him do it again. And if he misses that one, now you're going to have to be a little more creative with your safety. But, you know, you're only a shot away from winning the game. You don't have to run all the balls.
Let's get
He should
past
hit
this one.
Yeah, he should hit this though. But he should. I was about to. He should hit this ball.
Oh.
But see, something like that could have happened just as easy. He got in the drink, but he's
I'd love to
giving
see
it up.
if this 1 ball must pass the 2 ball.
Oh yes.
And then the question is that can you do anything with that 10 ball and still get to the 3 ball? Always looking at maybe playing it off the 8 ball.
Our producer Vince has always given us great angles on these shots. When we mention, does it pass? Boom! There goes the camera right to it.
We got a great production team here. Vincent Rochefort.
Sometimes I think he reads my mind, but I guess maybe sometimes he just listens.
You know, Vincent's name sounds exotic and all, but he's actually from Cincinnati, Ohio. Don't let the accent fool you.
Look how he played this ball.
He did try to play off the 8 ball, and all he's accomplished is that he's cleared the 8 ball for.
Well, that's forward thinking.
That's right. That's right.
That's forward thinking. It had to be moved sooner or later. He moved it soon.
Well, there are a lot of balls in the way for a pattern to go around, so it looks like he's got a thin come between.
Come on the inside of the 10, or is he going to go outside?
Feels like he needs to go in the inside. And
Yep.
he does.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get tree-topped on the 9.
He didn't. Didn't?
No, he can get. I guess he can get there now. The 7 ball is big if he's going to try to draw this out.
He's drawing it out. Because if he goes forward, he could hit the 10 and be lost. He drew it right behind the 6.
Yeah, the 7 was so big that he decided to put it behind the 6 ball. Yeah, all those balls were in play.
Now, he missed that by about an inch because if it's an inch longer, he bumps the 6 and gets it out of the way, bumps it out of the way. Instead, he gets behind it. Nice kick. Oops.
In the drink. Boy, this match is brutal.
Guys are having their problems with some of this.
Well, if he can get on the 6 ball to the 7 ball, he's solved this. Let's see if he can make this ball just slide over. Oh, he decides he's going to draw out, not even goof around, trying to slide over. Shaun Wilkie on his way to win his 6, but he's got to get to the 9 ball. He would have rather been straight in here. I mean, maybe he is dead straight in. You can stop the ball. If not, he's going to have to go following forward or drawing.
It looks like he has a very, very slight angle. I'm not sure. Yeah, he had a little slight angle, so when you try to stop it, I like going all the way to the rail and back up for the 9 in the same pocket.
I think so.
Yeah, because now he's in a little trouble. Not
Just
very
funny.
much. It's just one of these little shots that you just pop down the rail, pop down the rail, and then hit the other rail and come out a little bit.
He's good.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's
He's
going
got
to come off the rail.
Come off the rail. Oh, he's going to shake his head again.
Well,
There it is. There's
you
the head
know,
shake.
he was better off shooting that where it popped off the rail.
This is one of those that you're forced to spin it, or else that corner pocket down where you're sitting swallows up the ball.
He back cut that ball.
Just pound the heck out of it.
Now, I never thought he'd back cut that ball. That was a great shot. I'm sorry. He cut that ball 180 degrees back. Wow.
You think he just fired at it out of frustration then? It looked like that he was going to back cut it to me,
No,
but from
no,
my
no,
angle, maybe
no.
it.
He's way too experienced of a player to fire out of frustration. And too good of a player to do something like that.
Yeah.
To be that reckless, especially with the lead that he has. It's only a 1-game lead. All of a sudden, you know, you fire that out of frustration and you're tied. And it fires your opponent out. Because he just won a game that he thought he'd already lost.
We got a break here.
Taking a little break. And
we'll be right.
And back to the action. Matt comes right back. A little washroom.
Little respite.
Yep, a little.
It'll
Wake
wash
up
his
here.
hands of the bad rolls. And
Take a little
and
breather.
such.
Say, let's walk away and start this all over again. I've got to get back in here. My opponent needs 3 games. I need 5. I'm breaking, so let's do what I can to maintain control when I can.
All right, here we go. 4 serving 6. Matt Edwards from Auckland, New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
The Kiwi?
He's a Kiwi.
Well, I wonder how he feels about being in the desert where there are snakes and New Zealand where there are not any snakes.
That's right. The only place that doesn't have any. Is it just snakes or just poisonous snakes they don't have? They don't, which is strange because Australia has like 8 or 9 of the most poisonous snakes ever, but apparently they can't make it across into New Zealand. I would think the sea snakes could, but maybe they don't count.
Don't know. Well,
That was a good break. He's going to be looking at the one, but to nowhere. Well, a lot of balls went in.
Well, his
3
options
balls.
are, you know, he might just be aggressive here and shoot this one ball down the corner, to the bottom corner, and play shape on that deuce to the left side.
Somewhere on the left side. Is that what we call shape? You'll be able to see it. You know, one of the problems with Matt, and I don't want to be hypercritical, but I will. Right now, he doesn't have a known nickname.
Oh, and that's right. You asked him about that, and he
That's
says
right,
none.
none, you
So
know.
you're going to try to give him one.
Well, we're going to have to. You know, we've got some things going on. He's from Auckland, New Zealand. He's a Kiwi, and he's tall.
You're going to call him Aqui?
It'd be funny to call him like the Kiwi kid. That'd just be too.
Yeah, it'd be
pushing
real
it, right?
funny when he pounds you on the head for saying it.
But you know, you just need you need a moniker.
You know, that's one thing with nicknames. Oh, this
Oh, boy,
leaked.
leaked
This
out.
leaked badly. Nicknames are, you know, sometimes you just have to earn a nickname, and if you don't do anything to earn it, then, you know, making one up for somebody is just tough.
Well, then I guess that's it feeds itself. You know, he's got to do things to get a nickname, and he's got to get a nickname to be remembered or something like that. But you know.
See, because, for instance, I don't have a nickname. And I like it that way. And I don't think I do anything that I'm worthy of a nickname, so keep it off.
Well.
No, Freddie, don't think one up. Oh, that's
not
it?
gonna make
I
it.
didn't think so. I thought that was out. That's why I went, I thought he missed that ball. You know, it's funny. We're having a good time here watching these guys play. I hope you are too at home. But right now they're not enjoying pool very much. They're both struggling.
They're both struggling.
Both struggling. It's a hard place to be when you're at the table.
Well, if he can get on this 2 ball and get it in the side pocket or the corner pocket, it certainly is a very wide open rack.
He's going for the side.
You see the look there, just everything is just a hair off. You know, when things are going the wrong way, everything seems wrong. Even though he's dead straight on the 2 ball, he
Well,
can get on the floor ball.
Yeah, what's wrong here is these pockets are pretty tight, and the side pockets are tighter too.
Looks like just follow this to
It's
the
just
rail.
a follow. Play the 4 in the side. And
Yeah, don't do anything.
yeah, this looks
fancy.
pretty good, but look how small that pocket looks on the screen there. Doesn't look very big, does it?
Yeah,
He found the center of it.
small it doesn't look like there's a pocket at all.
Yeah, he found the center of it. And he'll find the center of this one. And the other ball is in the center of that one. So,
Yeah. Sit this cue ball good here, and you've got the best of it. Feels like this cue ball's just dying the end rail, but it's going to be stronger than that. Oh, way stronger than that. 2 rails around this ball, George, or you go 1 rail to the left of it? Which one do you like?
I'm going to hit the left side of the ball and come down with a little English and come just past about to the side pocket. Kind of like that.
Kind of like that. And no, I thought he was going to nibble it.
Just like that. Well, if you nibble it, it doesn't hurt you to nibble it. You'll still be okay unless you hit it hard, and then you might be straight into the other pocket. He's just on the wrong side 'cause he's got to go to the left, and he's got to come back to the right.
Does the 8-ball pass the 10 if he decides to go to the left side?
It didn't look like it. Just before he stepped up there, it didn't look like it did.
Shooting this with a hair of inside English, and as you can see, he missed it.
Oh, struggle. The struggle continues.
The struggle continues.
That was all that inside English you put on that ball.
But with today's modern player and today's modern shafts, that doesn't seem to be such a big issue.
Well, actually, I was going to just make a point there. From my personal point of view, when I slow roll balls like that with a lot of that inside English, I have a tendency of hitting them fat. And that's exactly what he did.
Did it hit fat?
Yeah, I think it hit fat. And or missing the ball. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You know, and so because I play with a regular cue, regular shaft, and I do have a low deflection shaft that I play with. I'm trying to get more and more used to playing with it. And I just, for those reasons, especially slow roll balls like that.
Yeah, these guys are really struggling.
Yeah, they're having their time at the table. I'm telling you, they're going back and forth.
Well, I've got the new shaft from Predator. If you want to try it out, if you haven't tried one out, I'm sure you have.
Is it the
people have
Revo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've hit some.
3 railer. This might not get to a 3rd rail. He's high and he's hating it.
Yeah.
Really need to keep that ball flat up there. Hit it full in the face instead. Yeah, these guys are struggling. This table is difficult. It's not like it's easy or else. I mean, these guys are professional players.
And professional players have their little bouts with struggle.
Yeah.
Is he cutting this ball to the corner? I would be.
You have to, and just take your lumps on what you get.
Well, you would just want to use a hair left to stay away from the side pocket on the right and hold position for the 10, and just come over to the left side. The 10 ball might block it if you hang it, or if you come close to hanging it. But I'm not going to hit it much. I'm going to hit it hard enough to get the cue ball past the 10, so I'm straight into the same corner that I'm playing the 8 in.
I think he's going to decide to just make the 8-ball and take whatever he's got.
It's not a bad thing. It's almost a spot shot from me.
Right.
So not a
And
bad
it's tall enough that it's not like reach will be a problem. Because you start goofing around too much about putting a hair of inside or trying to miss the side pocket. Yeah, so much so that he's actually going to try to bank and safe. I mean, that's how much of a struggle it is with these. You're going to leave a jump shot if you slow roll this ball.
No, you're not. He's going to make it. He made a good shot.
What a shot. And he still came up with this very difficult stretch type of shot. But he's
not
tall.
stretching. This is where tall guys have an advantage in this game.
Big time. Just think about cutting this ball in. It's all about your abilities, and you cut it to the side rail. What a tough first round match.
Well,
On the streaming table, U.S. Open 10-ball championship at Griff's.
Griff's Bar and Billiards, home of the U.S. Open Championships.
Yeah, we'll have the 10-ball, the 8-ball, and then in the fall, we'll have the straight pool, 14 and 1.
45 players are racing to 9 on diamond 9-foot tables with pro-cut pockets. Sponsored by the Rio Hotel Suites and Casino, Simonis Cloth, Cyclop Balls, Acme Cases, Predator 1080 Chalk, Pure Chalk, Diamond Products.
And he made it.
You know, I was about to say, he fired in that back cut earlier, that 180-degree
Right.
back cut. This one should be no problem, but that was a problem shot for anybody.
The follow through again.
Good shot.
It was the Alan Hopkins follow through.
Was it?
You know, it's that's just shows that not feeling very comfortable up there.
So you're basically saying he made that with body English.
All kinds of body English.
Yeah, he did a good job with that shot. Making it was the good job.
You know, the problem with body English is, yeah, sometimes it helps to make that ball in, but sometimes it scares the ball out. Kind of a blended body English, you know. Usually I run around the table saying, get in there, please.
Mm-hmm. And of course, balls listen. Their
Yep.
ears are so big.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I know how that works.
7-4.
They're heartless little things, aren't
That's
they?
right.
I
It's
think.
7-4. It feels like a commanding lead because both guys are struggling on this.
Yeah.
Shaun is hoping
Well.
to leak across the line. Matt is hoping that.
It's commanding in the fact that Shaun needs 2 games and Matt needs 5. And the way they're struggling, you know, putting together 5 games is tough
He got a
at
little,
this point.
he got a little pop on that break, bombed it, straight in the one, ball went in. Another nice little finesse position shot here, I think.
I like it. I think he's coming right through there. He's cutting in the corner, coming right through where he just put his cue, right between the 2 and the 4.
Yeah,
He
I
comes for
like
the
that.
side pocket.
I like that if the angle sits right, because that way you don't have to do any
Mhm.
finessing. You
Oh,
know,
it's-
just shoot it.
It's it perfect.
Oh, 8-ball, do not get him. That would be so unfair.
That'd be cold.
That would have been cold.
I just called them cold-hearted little things, and guess what? They almost proved it.
Well, this is looking good.
He
Wait
better
a
open up
second.
when he's playing those balls down the rail. He better not brush that rail as much as he did there, because
It overran. It feels like he wanted to hit that softer, not longer. I mean, harder, but he's come up 50-yard line here. Goodness, just run into the 10 and call it. That big sigh you heard was Shaun
Mhm.
Wilkie.
that wasn't us
Yeah.
for a change.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of badness going on the left side as we view it.
Yeah, well, the left side has about a 5.5-inch pocket. Side pockets are about 1 inch bigger than the corners, so he's looking at.
Yeah, and if he goes
rail
if he
missing
goes
there.
long of the side pocket, he goes right into the 10 ball. Oh wow!
Nice shot.
Looked like he caught the point. It was so close, but he hit it pretty good. As from where he was sitting, another tricky shot. It's all tricky. You know, if he's feeling it, he can spin this ball 2 rails and go right to the 7 ball and still hold an angle. But nothing's been feeling good. So
He's going to have to shoot this with a lot of confidence and trust
Exactly.
his shot.
exactly,
Just
and
like
he is
that,
spinning it.
just
1,
like
2,
that.
3,
And
perfect.
he did it very well.
Nicely done. Given the circumstances and seeing how the balls have been moving, that was pretty tough
Mhm.
shot here.
Mhm. And he's got another steep angle on this. He's going to have to leave himself a steep angle on this 8 ball.
He can shoot this with confidence. This 9 ball makes that pocket a little bit big.
Oh, I'm not concerned about him making the ball. I'm concerned about him holding shape for that 8 ball and not getting too steep on it.
Yeah.
It's got to stay on this side of the table. Kind of like where it's at now.
Do you go back and forth here, don't you?
Yes, yes. He didn't see. He's got to cut that ball.
He was thinking that the pocket is so big I can't possibly miss it. And he probably hit that one line that goes in the cushion. And went behind the 9, didn't it?
Yeah.
Cut the far point.
He cut the point on the left side. Cut the whole side of the rail.
Yeah, he cut the side of the rail and then went into the upper right point and it didn't go into the pocket. This ball doesn't. Is he hooked?
Well, he should get a referee here, because this could easily hit both balls at the same time, and which is a good hit. But
yeah, at least for the referee to take a look. This 9 ball should go long, right towards the first diamond if he hits the 6 ball first.
Good view of it here. Good hit. Wow. These guys can't believe what they're doing. They can't believe their own eyes.
Yeah. Good meaning good for somebody. Oh,
this is tough.
He's got to try to go back to where he was trying from before. One rail across and keep that angle.
I like this.
That's right.
Hit the rail and let it come off the rail. Now he shot a shot like this earlier with a steep cut. I believe it was on a 7 ball way early in the match. And he cut it down the rail real nice. But the last 3 or 4 shots he shot down the rail have hit the rail. And in fact, the last one hung up. So he's got to make sure he cuts this ball. Now, this is a very good shot for him, though. He's shown me he can execute this.
Yeah, you can see how much effort it is now, and this really should be a hanger for most of these guys, for him included,
And now it's just a nice shot to float the cue ball. Just hit the cue ball. Make sure you don't come back into the side pocket.
Well, he's hitting low again, so.
I wouldn't be drawing this ball. I just be using left-hand English.
So would I. And he killed this ball, and he's left a longer shot than.
He's got,
I think it's because just from the confidence
he's struggling.
standpoint,
Yeah, he does. They've seen some bad things happen. They feel like the rolls aren't with him, and he doesn't want to even take a chance at rolling towards that side pocket. He says, I'm just not gonna look like an idiot and scratch on the side. Because if you do miss that, that's where you miss that ball too.
Right. And again, he's kind of hitting low on this ball where he can hit somewhere a little more natural and just float this ball in. Not float, but good speed there.
Nice shot.
Stroke is good.
Nice shot. He's on a hill.
We got a man on the hill.
We have a 3 o'clock match coming up for you guys, for you viewers on the pay-per-view. And that 3 o'clock match will be Shane Van Boning versus Donnie Mills. And for those of you that love Fargo, that would be an 819 against a 753, if I'm not mistaken. Shane Van Boning, right?
Yeah,
819, 753. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. If you're going to only have a few minutes after this match to watch this next one. And it will be a good one. This has been a tight match, as Fargo predicted it might. Even though the score seems lopsided.
The score seems lopsided, but you're exactly right. It has actually been a close match. And these last couple of games have gotten away from Matt, but both guys have been struggling.
Yeah, they've had their ups at the table almost every rack, so they've had at least a couple times apiece.
9 ball is down, and looks like he sees the 1. 2 ball probably goes into the side pocket. You might have to put a hair of inside, or just run into the 2 ball. It looked like he wanted to run in the 2 ball and missed all of it.
He's fortunate he didn't.
Yeah, didn't look like he wanted to fool around with shooting with the inside. Definitely looked like he wanted to run into the backside of that 2-ball, but missed it both
Wow,
ways.
you got to study this a little bit. This isn't real clear on what you want to do here.
Yeah.
Not clear on what I want to do.
No,
Do I go real soft, up above, under, try to use the 6-ball for cover? You can run into it and forget the cover.
It's called bank shot here.
Okay.
Does it actually pass the 6-ball? It must. Yeah, it does. It does.
It's close.
He's going to bend in there.
Perfect.
I said bend because our monitor looks
Like it bent.
looked like it bent.
He hit that he hit that really, really nice, folks. Nice shot. I'm so proud of myself for pointing out the obvious there.
He did good enough for that ball to go
Yeah.
in.
There we go. Well, all right, just a few more shots like that, you get your confidence back.
This is one of those subtle shots here. You can come up table with a low left-hand English, or you can go back and forth. I like going low left English myself, but he's going to go back and forth.
And there's a pocket over there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of badness going on there. It's trying. It's trying.
He's perfect. He's good.
Not so sure he's perfect. But
well, I mean, nobody likes to be next to the rail.
He's not in the drink.
But that's what I was
he's
going
not in the
to
drink
say.
and he's shooting.
As opposed to going a little harder and a little bit up higher, and he would have been in the drink. He's liking life. And this should work out for him. Bring it straight back just a little bit. A little bit to the left, straight back. Try to get straight in on that 7 so you can just stop it for the 8 on the side. Yeah.
Hold
And
it.
he's-
Hold it.
Just that,
Just
you know,
a-
everything's landing just a little bit funny for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's just playing it just where he's on a little, 1 inch.
Because now you're not playing this for the side
Yeah, no,
pocket.
now
now
you're
you're
going
running
back
it
and
too
forth.
long this way.
And
Another slight. You should make this, right?
he should make both balls in the same pocket.
But he had one of those triangle outs where you could stop a ball and stop a ball. But well, he gets to move a bead on his side, flip the numbers as it is. Can't quite see the score right behind
8
them.
to 5.
Yeah, 8 to 5.
8 to
Going
5.
Scoring marker.
And it's Shaun's break. He wants to close this out. He's on the hill and he's breaking.
I want to point out that was a break and run.
First one.
I believe it's the first one. In fact, it was only like the second or third time that either breaker saw a clean 1-ball.
And good catch. No, we had some early in the match. They had good 1-balls.
They could see the 1-ball, but just couldn't.
No, they had. Remember, I think it was the first or second game. They were straight into the corner pocket.
Okay.
And but no one's converted.
one's
and he made in fact, I remember that rack well. He had a nice shot on the 1, and he got hooked on the 7 or the 8, where you thought he was out.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the first converted break and run
Mm-hmm.
with a nice bank shot on the 2-ball.
We saw some great things this past weekend at another pool hall where one of the players that is in this U.S. Open 10-ball championship flipped a coin, he won the lag, got up, broke and ran 8 in a row. His opponent never left the chair.
Perfect set. Clenticachi.
I wasn't going to say who it was or where it was.
We're going to get a chance to see Clenty sometime this week.
That's right. Meanwhile, Shaun says, I'm going to do what I can to win this game right here, right now. It's not going to go any further than this.
It looks like he should be playing safe all the way. But it looks like he's hesitated enough that he might be thinking of, can I bank this ball? Two-way shot type of idea. Safe all the way is the right move.
There's 4 balls to get behind down here, and he did.
He got behind every one of them.
Yeah. And he's, it's funny. Look how big that whole rack. All but 1 ball are in play here. They're in his way.
Yeah.
So he's got to go. I like the 3-rail kick. Kick just short of the point on the top side, and catch that.
I'm going to predict this goes long, right around the 1 ball, because the cushions up there are just a bit goofy. Oh, right in the face. Couldn't be more
He ain't
wrong.
got safe.
Nice job.
And got safe. Nice hit, Matt. Well done. Now, you know, these jump shots are hard when they're on the middle of the table like this. So will he jump or will he kick? He's got a 2-rail kick.
He's calling the 10 ball, I have to believe.
Because if he gets underneath this one, it's going to go right at the 10 on the 2-rail kick.
10 on the side.
And no harm in calling the 10 ball. Doesn't cost him anything. He just wants to make a good hit, and then that 1 in 100. Might as well call it.
Well, here we go.
I think he's going to hit the right side of the 1 ball.
That's what it looks like from here.
Yeah, that's right, didn't you? Yeah, it was tough. The 7 ball came into play to get deeper than that. It looked like it would come into play.
Well, no sellout here. I doubt he's going to play a combination. I suppose he could play a carom.
Could also play bank.
Or he can just rear back and fire and get some lunch.
And give up? No way. I don't think he's getting.
No white flags
these players,
today.
No, these players didn't bring a white flag.
All right, there's the bank.
They did not bring a white flag. I think they're all going to go down shooting.
Yep. And no fear of double
playing
kissing.
it off the 7?
No, banking.
No,
That's what he
bank.
called. Left distance. Looks like an easy safe. If he
How do you
sees the
like
same
playing
fault.
this? Freddie, you know what I like here? I like him using a lot of right-hand English.
And stuffing them
thinning
right on the 8 or
and trying to
10 or
put it
something.
right between the 10, 8,
8 and 4.
4, yeah.
Didn't take much time there, so he's not going to get there.
No,
he
he's just
plays
gonna
the
use
other,
it. He's
that
gonna
other
use it, yeah.
standard.
As long as the speed was good. I just would try that just because to see if I could do it, number one. And if you do it, you're just so happy with yourself.
Yeah,
And
got
your
a
opponent is like, ah.
clear window here, unfortunately for.
Got a window. Safety back.
Yeah, and I think that Matt would have liked to have that cue ball closer to the 8-10. Try to get away from an easy 1-rail kick. But look at this, he's going to go with the jump shot.
I don't blame him.
From the
'Cause in
monitor, no
looking-
problem. What about
Yeah.
from the actual table? Looks like there's
I
a
can't see that
healthier
far.
cut. All right, let me see. Let's see how many strokes he has when he's up.
You
at
still
address.
think he one strokes his jump shots?
He's done it a lot, but then the one time I said, let's look, he did the 2 strokes. So. Oh, he did, got 2. He's going to back off. Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah.
It's like I know he's not going to hit it because he was in 2-stroke mode. See? Never really put a warm-up stroke on it.
And he's left the shot.
He has left a shot.
This does go to the corner. He can sneak it in. Real nice camera work there by Vince again. Tell you, he just reads your mind and wants to show you how it will go right by that 7. You don't have to sneak
Almost
it
like
in.
he can hear our thoughts.
Yeah.
This is one of those where I say, let's just put it between the 7 and the rail, but then there's that one spot you can go between the 7 and the rail, and it doesn't go in. This is right in the heart.
You hit that
But-
dead center of the hole.
Not a great reward here.
He could have gone just a little further to the left and had the 2 ball straight in the side pocket. Instead, he has an extreme cut in the side pocket. He has an extreme cut to the left-hand lower corner pocket, or he has a bank to the upper right-hand corner pocket. Those are his options. And don't forget, he has options to play safe, too.
I think he's going to do what I call a pinch throw. It's like a pinch draw, but he has to put, I think he put English on this ball. Oh, he's not. Oh, yeah, I'd love to see him do it, but he's not going to. Small landing area here.
Nice shot.
Very nicely done.
Well executed shot and nice camera work there where we can see that he does have a shot on the 3 ball for the upper right. His problem is the 4. The best he can do is a combo as he's lining it up right now on the 8.
And there's no carom there for the 10, so.
I wouldn't mind playing this 4-rail safety on this 3 ball and putting the cue ball up against the 5.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Just because of the way the ball lies.
Yeah, the 6 ball is going to be a big ball here. And it hits it. And he's frozen on the cushion.
My favorite way to shoot combos.
And then if it's too straight, you can't get out of the 10 ball. So he's going to shake his head 4 or 5 ways here. It looks like he's got enough angle, so if he hits it, the 10 ball won't trap him.
I always thought I would catch a plane from New Zealand to Vegas and shoot this combo.
That's right.
Off the rail.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it looks, to me, it looks like the 10 ball just hates him. Yeah, so much so that he's got to jack up while nearly frozen on the cushion. Combination. Halfway across the world shooting at this. Fading the 10.
It's things like this.
I mean, he's up against the hill here.
Yeah,
So.
I was going to say, it's things like this that kind of make you, I'm not happy right now.
No. Played the safety. Survive one more shot, but he's going to say this is, he's making a stand. Oh, what a nice shot. Hit it as clean as possible so he can bump it forward. The 10 ball did not get in the way. Yeah, I mean, if he's just a hair to the right of that 4 ball, the 10 ball is in his way.
Well, I'll tell you, that builds momentum for him because this fires you up. You made a nice shot. You executed it to perfection and were rewarded with a straightened shot on the 4. And your out here is pretty simple. Get good on the 5, and you should get out here. But he's been struggling. See if the struggle. He's going to continue to struggle. He came out too far for this ball, although he came out so far that he can come across for the 6.
Maybe that's what he wanted to do because he did stroke that one awfully hard, where it didn't feel like he needed to. But I like the results, so maybe that's what he was wanting to do.
Now let me ask you a question, Freddie. If you had ball in hand, would you put it on this side of the 5 or on the other side of the 5 in play shape?
Oh. No, I probably be thinking
on the other side, and just stun right over, and that's why I thought he
just played for like a parallel.
Mm-hmm. Just come over, but it looks good here.
Yep.
Now see here. We were talking about how he's tall and he can reach this. Well, he's going to put an extension on it. Yeah.
So
that is a tough ball for someone to reach unless you're left-handed. You just lean over the table.
I struggle with the extension. If I play with the extension full time, I don't struggle so much. But you have to be in a room that you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when you screw on the extension, that one shot is so foreign compared to how I just shot everything else that all I get out of it is that I can reach it. Stroking it for me gets to be a challenge.
Yeah, this isn't easy for him. He's going to have to draw the ball straight back.
And is he actually straight on it, or does he have the wrong
He's got that angle that's going to lead him into the rail, but not enough of a rail to come off.
Yeah, so he's following then. Side pocket with the 10 ball, I believe.
Yeah, he wants to get up to where he's at, up in that area so he can shoot the 10 ball in the left-hand corner. But he can easily come across.
See what he's using here. He's using low right hand. That means he's going to pound this ball. He did go around. And he was going for the 10 in the side. And he got nowhere.
I like
ouch.
I like drawing that ball back for shape in the left-hand corner pocket. I didn't like that at all.
I'm sure he would have rather had something that he didn't have to do something like that.
Well, if he misses this ball, it's the match.
Yeah. Yeah, that last shot, I think the angle was just goofy enough that he had to do something else. But whatever that something else was, 3 rails around it or playing 2 rails to the 10, he ended up doing both. And he went 2 rails right to the 10.
I think he makes this.
I think he's going to make this ball.
Yeah, like this. I think it comes short. It holds up. He's using the English to hold it up. Tough shot to read. These are straight across here. But if you're a bank pool player, these are the kind of shots you want. The drop, little bank shots, simple bank shots to the side pocket.
Well,
and you hit him with pace, and hello.
Long by a lot. He may concede here just to get out of this.
No, he won't. He won't concede this. He wants to make. You have to force your player to make this.
Yeah.
Even though you hate watching,
You
you don't even want to watch this. You don't even want to look at it.
Slow, agonizing.
But
here.
you have to force your opponent to make this. Your opponent's been struggling too. Just think of it that way. What makes this hard shot? What makes this shot hard is you're going to close it out right here.
Yeah. I think what makes it tough is that
And
the
you
rest
don't
of the
feel
match
you're
is just-
deserving.
the rest of the match has been going so
It's been a tough match for
difficult
both players.
because this is such an easy shot that you should have already rolled this in. But yeah, the mental aspect of this is just it's in there. Shaun
there we
Wilkie
have.
gets some,
Shaun Wilkie stays on the winner's side.
and he gets through.
Matt Edwards goes over to the one-loss side. 3 p.m. match will be Shane Van Boning versus Donnie Mills. Thanks, folks, for joining us.
We'll see you in a moment.